Welcome to CathyDSlaught's SRC4u Zoom call for September 10th, 2021. We're here on Cathy's website. Yes, it is a new website design. We're going to scroll down, and where it says Join Cathy's SRC4u Zoom calls, you can click on the word Zoom, or you can click where it says click here. Or if you're wanting to join the meeting, this is the ID number for the Zoom call. This is going to take us over to the Zoom platform, or I'll open up the app, and it's going to put us in a waiting room where you'll be approved to come join the meeting. We're going to join with audio, and then we will be live.
So I want to show you here, we are still running from yesterday. And this is actually, we wanted the manual again. So we're still going. I thought what we might as well do here, since that's the case, let's go ahead and do the save session on the antibiotics. So you have an idea for that. And then some other thoughts. Let's go ahead. I don't know how you all feel about this, but I like the idea of adding all aspects to our sessions, as I think there's a great deal of merit to these different dimensions. Of course, we can't do it yet because when you load a save session, you've got to do that first.
Hey, Cathy, I have a question about that aspect.
Yeah.
All aspects. Is that synonymous with all timelines?
Yes.
Is that what that means?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Especially since we have no time.
Right.
It's something we've come together here. Okay, so let's do release and reverse the stress of all side effects expressed by antibiotic use. And now let's go ahead and add. And then just simply hit your wonder click. And there we go. And let's just see. Something from yesterday that I'll share. I don't often lose control, but I lost control yesterday over this mandatory vaccine stuff when my daughter told me she may have to get a vaccine. And she is 40, and I don't think she's ever seen me go into such a rage. And was in a rage. And what that did was throw my energy off like nobody's business. I give myself a scan every morning first thing, and man, was I thrown off. So I'll just share that with you. The rage does no good. I don't know if my daughter's going to get the vaccine and lie to me or what, because but one of the interesting things that is happening, and I'll get to test it again tomorrow, it seems that my dog doesn't like people who've had the vaccine. And I've had a number of people that come on a regular basis that if, he always is happy to see them. But if they've gotten the vaccine, he won't go near them and he growls at them.
Wow, that's amazing.
I don't know if this is going to be consistent. I'm going to get to put it to the test tomorrow. I have somebody coming over that I know has gotten the vaccine, and I'm not judging anybody for their choice, but I was very surprised at my own personal rage yesterday, and that's not going to serve any purpose.
Let's help your daughter put together a website with something she can market. My nephew started doing that, and he's making almost as much as he's making at his job already.
Yes, yeah, I think that it may work out okay. She works out of the home. Like I say, I was surprised also at her shock and alarm at my rage.
Oh, that's great.
But this is very serious to me.
Cathy?
Yes.
This is where you need to carry a bottle at all times of Bach Flower Rescue Remedy.
You're right. You're right.
And
I
oil.
carry that all the time, and I got my Bach Flower book out today by Dr. Bach, and reminded me of when I was using the remedies pretty heavily back in the 1980s and 90s, and I kind of got away from it, but it reminded me yesterday, when we were talking about remedies yesterday, it reminded me of how powerful they are, and that would have calmed you right down.
Well, and I guess it's no accident that that's exactly what we're talking about is these flower essences. And I want to share with you also, and this is an interesting thing. I had scanned her the night before and sent her the energy of her flower essence. And she said to me yesterday, before of course we got into this other thing, she said, wow, I don't know what happened like last night. I slept so well. And that's the second person. We have one other person that when they receive their essence at the end of the day slept very well. So that's interesting.
I did. I noticed the difference. Yep. I don't think you did it
yep.
today, but before, yeah.
Yeah, you're the other one. You're the other person. And I really hadn't been thinking of that with her. I'm just working, trying to get a feel for all this. But these flower essences, apparently what happens, you've got your homeopathy. And that is not as powerful even as the flower essences because the flower essences are going straight to the subtle bodies. And so I've got a lot to learn here, and it's highly that the particular book I'm reading, I'll put that in our thing. I can't. No, it's a book. It's not a document, but it's technical, and it's talking about how it moves through the body. Now, it may not manifest immediately. It may be rescue remedy wood, and I will get some today, believe me. But what happens is it will manifest. And so the other thing I want to share, I got a call this morning. Remember I told you about this businessman that was so negative about the codes but decided to go along with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, in all my ranting and raving last night, I did not realize he had called me at 6:30 and left a message. And the message was how successful he was coming back from New York, and how successful the meeting had gone, and the details on this huge contract that he now has signed. And he said, I attribute this to our work. So this chanting of codes and receiving them in other ways, there's no reason not to give it a chance.
You can add number 4 because remember I told you I had not been sleeping.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I slept last night. Thank you to you sending.
Oh, I am so glad. Yeah. Yeah. If anybody has the misfortune to call me, I say, can I scan your essence?
That's funny. Cathy, how are you sending it to them? What are you using?
Right now, I'm experimenting. I started, as we did yesterday with the group, I showed you the acupuncture, because what it looks like, the essences, they start when you apply them, they're going to go or take them, however you do it, they're going to go into the circulatory system. And of course, your blood is your life force. That's going to meet midway, to my understanding, between the circulatory and the nervous system being your mind and your brain, at which point they go into the meridians. And that's where you want the life force to go. So that's what I did, and I think I sent that out yesterday, what I did the first time. And actually, I have no feedback on this one as to whether or not it helped the individual I made it for or not. But that is the person that is in absolute hysteria over COVID, to the point where they have the symptoms and went to the ER, but the ER sent them home, so they didn't have it. And there's something going on. Maybe they had it for a while and it cleared, whatever. It's not, I'm no doctor. But what this is how I had done this one. And I think I sent this out yesterday. And again,
Right.
yeah, and we'll be tweaking this. This is something we're gonna, and I'd suggest, work with it and experiment. But that's what I did first. But then I played around and did it a few more ways as well, just to get a feel. And for example, right here today, one of the things the book says is that you've got certain crystalline structures that are going to make this a lot better when you send the energy. And what I'm seeing, by the way, so I don't forget to say, that when these energies are sent this way, I also go in and test to see if the person should go out and not just purchase, but also use, because it's amazing how many of us have purchased this stuff and then never take it. So as of until maybe today, that'll change. Nobody needs to buy it. If they're receiving it this way, this absolutely seems to do the trick. And of course, it's going to change on a regular basis. So let's just go in here, for example. Let's just do some experimenting. Let's see how this works. Because that's what you're wanting to do, is you realize as you go, you're in a field of pure love. And part of that, you're going to get curious and start to do some experimenting. You can't hurt anything. So we've got prayer warrior, dispenser, mediator, and pathogen panel. Let's see if we just can't go into the dispenser. Let's just do this. I don't know, just fix it. Let's just put that in there.
You want to click flower essences.
Well, I was just going to do a whole scan. Should I just maybe do just flower essence?
Well, you click it initially, and it will use that as priority, and it's
Oh,
very
okay.
welcome.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you. By the way, from yesterday, when we worked with the She Motion and the B2,
and just click create the session cocktail.
Oh, so it's going to be a separate cocktail. That's what, yeah. So, okay, well, we'll do it that way. Anyway, for the B2 and the Shemotion and E-Body and the bait, it's going to be $1,200 if anyone chooses to proceed if they don't have those.
Now,
two.
if you will read these, you'll see when it doesn't have an open caret, closed caret, it's all positive.
Yes.
When it has an open caret and a closed caret, that's displaying where the negativity is, the shadow side.
Great. Thank you. So that's your carrot right there, that little arrow thing, everybody, in case you're not familiar. So we've got some stress related to bearing real issues, but then that's you see, that is isolated.
The white side, the light side is integration of core root.
Yes, and emotional
Authenticity.
Yes. So we could go in here. Let's just look again at our requests. Let's go to the prayer warrior with that. In fact, instead, let's go to the pathogen panel.
Hey, Cathy.
Yeah.
I haven't researched to make sure this is sure, but Montana is the first one that has rebuked to not making people get the vaccine.
Yes. Yeah, there will be. This could be where we see some shifts in a positive direction.
Class action lawsuits from the people of the United States is what I think.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to be involved. All I know is I can't go back crazy again. We can't solve any problem that way.
But you're so cute when you're bat crazy.
No.
So again, look at in between the carrots.
Yes. So you see here feelings of undeservingness, unwillingness. Now, by the way, we were working on the yes therapy, and it took till about 10 o'clock before with the yes therapy we cleared unworthiness. Again, all subtle information, but interesting. So we've got feelings of undeservingness, and we've got unwillingness to receive.
And when you see PVS, that's power versus force.
Oh, thank you.
I was just getting ready to ask that.
Yeah. Let's pull in the mediator. Let's just clear.
Someone's microphone is on and it's screaming.
I think Joanna forgot to turn hers off.
Oh dear. I don't know if Audrey's pretty sharp. She can probably figure that out if she's sitting there.
Or the UFOs have landed.
That's right. Now we don't have, as you see, this is all positive. Buddha essence, gentleness, beingness, inner peace, emotion. Here we go again.
Power versus force 500 or 600.
Where are you? Oh, there you go. That's the first I knew that. Thank you. Exponential understanding of life purpose, sensitivity, spiritual attunement, repairs higher vibrational soul damage occurred in present or past lifetime, soothing, calm. Here we go with a little bit of overuse, misuse of fiery creative forces. Burned out feeling. Okay, and we're going to take 15 minutes with 15 repeats on this. And then what can block vibrational remedies? And obviously stress, and then lack of B vitamins, weak spinal column, heavy metals, anemia, aluminum. The reason I put anemia in here is because we have such conflicting information about taking iron, and it does look like the only time you really are to take iron is with cases of anemia, and yet iron, an imbalance in iron can block certain vibrational remedies. Steroids, caffeine, oh dear, alcohol, poor diet, of all things, mints and menthol. I don't know what that has to do with it, but I added it. Wait a minute, let's just go up here to what's already running. And you would think, of course, stress can be beneficial. Let's put non-beneficial stress. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Let's just clear that right now. Lack of B vitamins. Yeah, that's significant. weak spinal. Let's see how that is worded. Weak spinal column. Heavy metals. That's significant. Again, these are all things that can be cleared if we have an awareness. It's not to focus, but just to have an awareness. That would make a little sense in reference to the blood, if the blood is our life force, as stress related to anemia. Most of this we're already aware of, but maybe not realizing it can block what we're doing with our other work.
Cathy?
Yes.
Hi, I hate to jump in. I just got on the call because I was on another one. One of the major stressors to the human existence is dirty electricity and EMFs.
Yes.
We're all in front of these. And I just listened to a webinar this morning. The guy that was talking to Dr. Cowan, I don't know if you're familiar with him. And of course, Dr. Cowan believes the reason we're having these viral outbreaks is because of 5G.
Yes.
But he has a website called EMF Rocks, ROCKS.com, and incredible products to help protect you from
Thank you.
poisoning. Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Cowan, he is amazing, and he's written some interesting books. And yeah, is he still an MD?
He is not a practicing MD. He still has his license, but he does a podcast called Conversations with Dr. Cowan.
Mm-hmm.
And he's such a down-to-earth guy, but a brilliant scientist and doctor. Brilliant. Yeah.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree.
Wait a minute. I had to step away for a second. Is Dr. Cowan the same one that wrote about the myth of contagion?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I can't buy that. I cannot. Yeah, it's a long story.
Yeah.
My friend believes that, and she tells me, and she got a respiratory infection. I traveled with her to North Carolina, and then I had it for 2 months. But it didn't come from her, even though she was sneezing and cracking all over the car. And what about COVID? It doesn't add up to me. Oh, well.
Well, the theory is that the electromagnetic field breaks down our immune system. So, and we're all in front of these devices all the time, especially doing this work. So it's, related to immune response, and it's up to you to decide whether you believe it or not, but it's well worth it.
Yeah, this is an example, if you can, when you're absolutely against something, try to prove that it's wrong by reading what's in favor of it.
Correct.
Okay. But I mean,
we do have a lot of evidence that something is pretty fishy about this COVID thing. And for those who can't even visit that, that's to me a sign of programming.
And the curious part is, why would humanity collectively need this?
Mm-hmm. But, you know, again, we know natural law that something very positive is going to come out of this, which might be a wonderful wake-up call as to the real gifts we have. Did anybody, or how many of you have a little herb garden or any kind of garden?
I
Yes.
still have a garden. Did till the dog destroyed it.
What's that?
I did till my dog destroyed it.
Oh dear. The reason I'm asking, in my scan this morning, I wanted a save session, and it was the gardening session, and which of course I have one poor little basil plant out there, and it's not doing so well. But the interesting thing is, as part of that save session, it's calling in nature spirits, and again, that's what they talk about with the flower essences. So I'm running it for my poor little basil. See what happens.
Everybody needs basil.
Yeah. Well, what they suggest, as you know, is with every meal that you eat at home, go out and get a little piece of one of those herbs and put it in there.
Makes a huge difference. Fresh herbs.
Yeah.
I want to share something that a biofeedback colleague told me today. Avocado pits. You know, we eat avocados and usually throw away the big seed.
Yep.
She said if you make tea out of it and drink it twice a day, that your entire body changes and gets healthy. I know. Who knew? I got to look it up. She's from Chile, and she grew up eating a lot of avocados, as I did as a kid. But interesting.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, worth looking into.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's wonderful. You know, it does say biblically there is an herb or a plant for every malady.
Absolutely.
So I had gone in and scanned the group, and we actually wanted wild oat flower.
They also say that if you stand in a plot of land on your land, everything within a 5 foot of you will have the 5 elements.
Are you there? Say that again? Somehow lost you.
I think she's saying the 5 elements are in a plot of land, but you also get the Schumann wave, which is life energy. There's so much in grounding and being on earth. It's so important.
Yes.
Walk barefooted. Go to the beach.
Yes.
Yeah, there'll be 5 plants within that area, and if you make a tea out of it, that will be your medicine for the day.
That's right. Yeah, it broke up before on my end. Thank you. There's a lot we have to learn about these teas, I think. That is amazing. Well, here is the wild oat flower essence that we requested, and this is in reference. We've been talking about soul purpose, confusion, uncertainty, belief in self, individuality, and that we are unique. And so again, let's go into the prayer warrior. I think we do. The UFOs have landed.
Sounds like cicadas.
So let's just go ahead, and we're taking 20, how many? Oh my goodness, 23 hours on that. And you could leave it always on. I don't know that we need to do that, but I think there's a great deal of merit to looking more into these flower essences. Here's a list for you to scan if you're interested in this. And then what we're going to go into next week is miasms, because it looks like flower essences are phenomenal for eradicating miasms. And that's some people look at them as something you inherit, but you can also get them collectively. You can acquire them. And it's very interesting that as miasms are stored in the subtle bodies, that's why the flower essences may be so powerful, because they go into those subtle bodies. And what you're wanting is you're wanting your life force to penetrate that void and clear it so that the light can come in. Let's just see how we look with that at this moment in time. We're going, it could take a little tweaking, but it does go up to the 102. And you can see we still have that high resonance. So I just want to let this go as it's going, and we're still on the manual control, which is very interesting. I should have done this before. We wouldn't have had to wait, but let's see where we are. Okay, so we are pro. Let's just take that, and then over the weekend I'll go back and forth with this one. I think. Pathogen panel. Dispenser. So we're good. Prayer warrior, of course. So anything else?
As you watch that, the dispenser, as it goes through every cycle, it's going to be picking up other items every cycle. So watch this in 20 seconds. Watch what it does.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Can you say that one more time? Because I didn't hear all of it with the sound in the background.
Watch what happens when the dispenser goes through these natural cycles.
Okay, there we go. Look at that. Yeah, when you look at this from time to time, you'll see this list gets longer and longer. That's what the stress you're clearing.
Very useful program.
Yes.
Cathy, there are also not only flower essences, but there are also essences of stones.
Yes, yes.
I worked with those a number of years ago, and I'm going to reintroduce those to myself again because they're very powerful, like the flower essences.
Thank you. Yes, they mention this in the book, and so far, the part I've gotten to, they say if you would crush the stone, that's going to be more like a homeopath, but they have different ways they want to go, and I'm real interested in learning more about these baths, too, because the baths with the flower essences seem to be one way, and many times they're going to combine the flower essences and gem essences, and yet it doesn't seem to work to combine the homeopathics. It's complex. It's complex. I have to take it slow, much more so than I would have realized. I'm real thankful In fact, we might even, something will be done.
Include the name of the book.
I
that
will.
you're
Oh, I'd
reading,
love
if you
to.
would.
Absolutely. And just for the heck of it, let's do purchase and use. This is, of course, the whole group. Doc, rescue, remedy. Well, I mean, I'm going to get some for myself. It's not at the top. Then we had that wild oat. Purchase and produce wild oat. I could put flower essence in there. And again, since this is a whole group, it's not as appropriate, but for an individual, and yet I don't have anybody yet that has needed to do that.
Do flower essences go out of date?
Yes,
Oh,
that's what I've read anyway.
oh, okay. I got a bunch, but they're very old. Okay.
It takes a long time.
Yeah, it sure does. Let me ask this question though, and we've heard we can do this, and I was thinking this morning, I need to get back into doing more with the charger, which is so powerful. But let's just see if we can recharge flower essences to recover potency. See if that's possible. Well, doesn't at this point. But yeah, that's why I thought about the purchase and use. As I've been scanning these for people, first of all, they're saying, whoa, this is exactly what I needed right now. Because, you can pull up online and get all the information. And they say, I bought all these flowers essences a long time ago and never used them. Some of them spent quite a bit of money and never used them. So I thought, well, how common is that for all of us with this stuff? So let's just put purchase and use and test the different ones. I don't know, though, Marty, that it wouldn't hurt rather than throw them out. Why not put them in the bath? What can it hurt?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What the heck? Let's do this. Put expired flower essences in bath water. That's just for the heck of it.
Put them in the soil, let the sun.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, my goodness.
Wonder how much you would put. Is it drops or the whole bottle? I wonder.
You might want to just test for it. Isn't that something?
Amazing.
Usually one drop is enough.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
one drop. I love it. Wow. So that takes care of that. I'll have to call a few other people and tell them that. Anyway, okay. Well, wonderful. I hope you all have a good weekend.
Yes.
Great, Cathy. Thank you. Very exciting.
Thanks a lot. Yes.
All right. You have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.
Everybody.
Talk to you
Have a
soon.
good weekend.
Bye-bye.
Be safe.
This concludes the SRC4u Zoom call for September 10th, 2021. We look forward to seeing you again. Till then, take care and be well.